All right, so we are getting started now. Welcome. My name is Michelle, and I'm part of the InView team. And today we are doing a live demo on statuses. And the key idea of statuses is basically to allow you to track and search for the orders by the workflow that you set. So we're going to go through where that's located and how that works within the InView platform after you do your sales session. So I'm going to share my screen here in just a moment. And if you do have an InView account and you want to follow along, please do so. If you don't, just watch and take notes. But I appreciate everybody joining. So I'm going to share my screen. If you do have questions, you can either just pop in and ask, or I'll try to check the chat so that we can answer that. So I'm going to get started. If you're, in InView, go ahead and just go to the Gallery Manager page, and I'm going to head that way as well. So, all right. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. All right, you should see my screen. I have the Gallery Manager here open. And up at the top, you have your products, galleries, and orders title. Go ahead and click on orders. And you can either go to a summary or you can go to activity. I tend to go to activity because this is a great overview and there's filters within your orders here. I am just going to go ahead and choose an order to open so that you can see that receipt. So go ahead and click on an order here. So this can take place immediately following your sales session, or you can go back to that at any time and start from just your orders activity page. So here I'm looking at an order, and I have all the information that I need, all the details that I need of what that client purchased right here. Okay. And then I am going to show you where that status filter is and how you can change that. So if you look right here, it says update status. So right here, you can create or edit a status. So if you are to create your own workflow status, so we provide a few, just your standard statuses. And one of the things that you should know about this is if you are fulfilling through InView automatically with a client gallery, we take care of those statuses for you because there's really just a couple of statuses, right? But you can still provide your own statuses. But if you're manual fulfillment or, an IPS session with that order, you can customize those statuses because ultimately we are not taking care of that for you. We certainly can, and we would love to, but we do allow you to customize that. So, all right, if you are creating a new one, you can add a status by just clicking the add status, give it a name, and this can all be customizable to your workflow. So the idea is to be able to track this and to provide some type of organization within the platform itself. So let's just say this is needs a mobile app. So we can just hit save. Now that's created it. And when you create that, you want to make sure that that filter is toggled on so you have that as an option. And so now I'm going to go ahead and save that and exit out of that. So now that I have gone through and created my statuses, I can now update that with an order. So let's just say I've gotten this order completed. It now needs to go to retouching. So I'm going to select the retouching status. And you want to make sure that it applies status right here. So now that applies it to that specific order. And you can, change the statuses here if you want, but that's for your own individual viewing. When you open up the order itself, it will not show as an all in the activity filters, just so you know. So you always want to make sure it's at the top right here. So now that that status has been applied, I can now go back to my activity under orders. And there are filters all throughout the top. And, we've talked about different different filters in the order receipt multiple times in other demos. But today we're going to just focus on the order status. So when I click on this, I can go in and toggle on any of these filters. So again, just an example of how this is meant to be used, or just one of many ways for workflow, is if you yourself or you have a team that is doing different tasks with the orders in the images, they can simply come in that morning or that evening, go into the activity, turn on the filters that are necessary. So in this case, they know, your retoucher comes in and says, okay, I need to take a look at this order, the orders that need retouching. So I'm going to toggle on show all orders requiring action. And the action and status that I want to choose is retouching. So now it's going to pull up just those orders that are requiring action for retouching. So I am then going to open up the order, and they can, download the images if they need to, or pull those from a folder, wherever you might have that on your computer, or in the event itself. So once that's done retouching, you can then change the status to processing or sent to the lab. So maybe it needs to go to the photographer for final retouching, or processing, whatever that might be for your workflow. In this case, let's just say needs a mobile app made. It's been retouched. We need to create the mobile app. So now that filter is applied. So once I've done that, whoever is responsible for creating the mobile app will then come in that day and know that they need to work on needs a mobile app. These are the orders that need a mobile app. So it's just a way to stay organized, keep things clean. And if you have a team, it eliminates that human error of, notes or folders or papers. Just a great organization tool. So let me make sure that I'm not missing anything on here as far as where to find that and how to set it. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, just double checking. Okay, so does anybody have any questions as far as the order notes? I'm going to check my chat just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Any questions? All right, so now once that's done, as far as the statuses are complete, you've received it, you can finalize it. You can even put a status that says this order is complete. There is no more actions that need to be taken on this. It's just a way for us to help you keep things organized, help you keep track of your orders, and, save you a little bit of extra time. All right. So does anybody have any questions? I'm happy to share. All right, we have a couple of people here. How many people keep track of their statuses on a Post-it note or notes that carry along through the order? I'm going to turn my camera on so I can see you guys. Anybody? All right. Well, I'll tell you one example of what I used to do. So we would have the folder for each client, and then on the front of the folder, we would have different status sections. So we would need to initial each step of the way. So then it would go into a bin for the next process. And what we were finding is that that was great, but it also was taking up a lot of extra time. I needed one specific location to go and find those orders and keep it all within one system, because otherwise I was, moving things around. I'd have to go in the other room and get the folder and bring it back over. But now this just keeps it very simple and easy. So I am going to stop sharing unless you have any other questions, even if it doesn't pertain to the statuses. But does everybody feel good about where they can locate those statuses and how that works and why we've created it? So also, just so you know, it shows up right here so you can see the status too. So if you are just in the activity page and you just scroll, you can kind of see randomly which ones have a status and which ones don't. So you can sort that way too, or you can search up here at the top, search. All right. Okay, well, that is it for today. If you guys don't have any questions, oh, it looks like I might have some. Hi, Jen. Yes, absolutely. We try to equip everybody with the tools that they need to get started, and that's why we do the live demos. Because InView offers so much, we want to try to take each individual piece and make sure that you are properly equipped for that and how it's used in examples, so that you can take that and apply that to your workflow, you know, throughout your busy season. Absolutely. We do put the replay of the live demos. So the question was, do we replay this? Yes. So I will post this within the next 24 hours on our private Facebook group, Your InView Space. So if you are not in that group, please join. We'd love to have you. There's lots of information in that group. And then there's others that are InView users. So it's good to kind of take notes from each other, ask questions, and we're just trying to build a community and share, and just a safe place for people to come and get information or any resources, or just to make new friends. So we love new friends. But all right. So anything else on statuses or how to get started with that, we're happy to spend time with you on the phone. We have a great customer service team. Myself, you can reach out at any time. We can go over this with you. So if you do your first order and you want to go over that and how to create it, and maybe talk about your workflow and what statuses would be best to create for your workflow, we're happy to do that as well. But yeah, that's it. So again, if you are interested and you want to join Glitch, there's still time. There's still the rest of today, and there is tomorrow. It's free. So jump in there. I'll be in there watching some chats and answering questions along the way as well. But thank you so much for joining us. If you do have ideas of what you want to learn about, post it in the Facebook group. I'll be watching that. Here, I'll put a link to the Glitch in there. So Facebook group, join if you're not already. Put in there some suggestions on what you want to cover in live demos and what some of your pain points are. And we're happy to help with that. But let me go ahead and put that Glitch link in there so that you can register. I'm sharing my screen here still, aren't I? So I'm going to stop sharing here so you don't have to watch me fumble around and try to find the link. All right. I just had it open because I was in there. All right, get that link for you coming up. Tuesday. There we are. All right, I'm going to copy that and I'm going to put it in the chat here. So if you guys want to, you can register, jump in there, some great info. So if you are wedding photographers, or even if you're just portrait photographers and you want to, you know, find some nuggets in workflow, and maybe there's some posing or different things that would apply to you, feel free to join. But until next Wednesday, thank you so much for joining us, and we will do this again. I'm so glad that you came. Thank you. You guys take care.